Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, my Lord, the Honorable, the Chief Justice, my Lord, the Honorable Justice, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the Republic of Sudan, my Lord, the Honorable, the Deputy Chief Justice, the Honorable Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, the Land Attorney General, the Honorable, the Principal Judge. You will allow me stand on the protocol, the rest of the protocol that has been laid down by the Chief Registrar. Your Excellency, I take this opportunity on behalf of the Law Society to thank the Almighty for the gift of life that He has given us, and I would like to wish everyone here present and online a happy and prosperous year 2024. Your Excellency, I also bring warm greetings from the Uganda Law Society, and I also take this opportunity to congratulate the government on hosting a successful non-aligned movement and G77 conference. I also congratulate the judiciary and Your Excellency upon the completion of the construction of the Supreme Court and Court of Appeal buildings. On behalf of the Uganda Law Society and members of the bar, I also wish to congratulate the following judges designate of the Supreme Court that have been appointed. Lady Justice Catherine Bamgereire, Lady Justice Monica Mugenyi. We also congratulate the following judges designate of the Court of Appeal: Justice Margaret Tibulia, Justice Moses Kazibwe, and Justice Dr. Asa Mugenyi. Your Excellency, I cannot forget to congratulate, on behalf of the Uganda Law Society, the Honorable Justice Julia Sebutinde also for having been elected to serve as the Vice President of the International Court of Justice. Your Excellency, the judiciary has been celebrating. The judiciary has held a conference on people-centered approach to justice, which approach basically shifts the primary focus from the justice providers to justice seekers. According to that principle, it means that we must include and put people and their justice needs at the center of justice systems. It also means that we should resolve justice problems. We should improve the quality of people's justice journeys, use justice for prevention, and provide people with means to access to services and opportunities. Your Excellency, as you may know, as lawyers, we stand between the judiciary and the public. And therefore, for us, on this new law year, it is important for us to reflect on our justice system and how we serve that justice system. There have, of course, been commendable achievements, Your Excellency. The justice system has focused on building the institution of the judiciary, and we must commend the government for supporting the judiciary. Today, Your Excellency, the Ugandan judiciary is composed of 102 justices and judges, 78 registrars, and 472 magistrates, totaling to about 652 judicial officers. We have also had high new court circuits that have been created, bringing the total number of high court circuits to 38. This is commendable, and as people who serve the justice system, we applaud the government and the top leadership of the judiciary for bringing services closer to the people. Your Excellency, while these are commendable achievements, they require an enabling environment to meet the objectives of delivering a people-centered justice, which focuses on the needs of justice seekers. All efforts should be focused on creating an enabling practice environment that promotes the rule of law and independence of the judiciary. Your Excellency, in our view, there are a couple of points that we need to highlight so that we create that enabling practice environment that promotes the rule of law and independence of the judiciary. Your Excellency, first, a robust bar-bench relationship that fosters an environment that allows the bar to speak out on matters related to rule of law and administration of justice in this country. Lawyers play a key role as intermediaries between the justice system and the justice seekers. Their contribution is essential for justice seekers to make justice work for people in everyday life and ensure that their fundamental rights are respected. My Lord, as Uganda Law Society, today we have 2 orders from courts that may have implications on the right to assembly and freedom of association, with far-reaching implications on the mandate of the Uganda Law Society. We will lead by example. We will defend these matters in the courts of law, and we will not even attempt to boycott this function. Your Excellency, as you know, we are supposed to have boycotted this function, but I think the judiciary went a step ahead of us and invited a few people. And therefore, they beat us to the game. That is on a light note. My Lord, a constitutional bench of Supreme Court of 7 land justices in 1975, speaking through Justice Krishna, in a concurring judgment declared that the bar is not a private guild like that of barbers, butchers, and candlestick makers, but by bold contrast, a public institution committed to public justice and pro bono service. The central function that the legal profession must perform is nothing less than the administration of justice. Your Excellency and my Lord, the Honorable, the Chief Justice, if we are to fail in not doing this, posterity will not forgive us, and history will condemn us. That said, Your Excellency, it is our duty as the bar that even as we criticize, we must do so fairly, and for there to be a people-centered approach to justice, my Lord, we will focus this year's Uganda Law Society to strengthen our bar bench forums that should be able to meet on a biannual basis and deal with the challenges we face in the administration of justice. My Lord, we can also not have a people-centered approach to justice if court orders are not respected when they are issued. We cannot have a people-centered approach to justice if resident district commissioners and other entities outside the court system have become appellant courts and have now taken it upon themselves to audit court judgments. These acts compromise the integrity of the court system and the administration of justice as a whole. Your Excellency, today, for my members, it's very difficult to execute court judgments. We ask that there is a commitment that court orders will be respected, and all entities outside the court system should ensure that when they receive a court order, their only obligation is to respect it. Secondly, Your Excellency, there can be no meaningful people-centered approach to justice if justice seekers don't believe that courts can adjudicate cases impartially and without external pressure. Justice and institutional independence of the judiciary is the foundation of our judicial system. A justice seeker must have full confidence that he will have a fair opportunity to state his case to a fair-minded judge, and that judge will not be receiving phone calls or letters from anyone directing how a case should be judged. This principle is well articulated in Article 128(1) and 2 of the Constitution and prohibits any person or authority from interfering with the courts or judicial officers in the exercise of their judicial functions. Your Excellency, in a recent letter dated 7th December 2023, the President wrote to the Chief Justice giving instructions on a case in the Court of Appeal. While, Your Excellency, we agree that the President has and is within his power to disagree with the court decision, we appeal that for the purposes of the independence of the judiciary, there shouldn't be any sort of direction from the fountain of honor, His Excellency the President. These letters and interferences erode public confidence in the judiciary, and therefore we call all actors, all arms of government, and all citizens to respect judicial independence. There can also be no meaningful people-centered approach to justice without judicial accountability. The judiciary's focus on building a performance appraisal system must be applauded. And my Lord, I want to take the opportunity on behalf of the Uganda Law Society to thank you and your efforts at building an appraisal system that will ensure that judges are also accountable. Our only appeal is that this system should also be developed and provision be made for appraisals from the bar too. This will help in appraising the performance of the judiciary and will create a mechanism through which we can interact with the judiciary. Finally, Your Excellency, the rule of law and protection of fundamental human rights is also key in fostering an environment that enhances people-centered approach to justice. As Uganda Law Society, our mandate is to advocate for the rule of law in this country as a statutory obligation, and therefore anything that impacts on human rights is one of our responsibilities. As we start the new year, we appeal to you that these cases of missing persons and illegal arrests must be investigated comprehensively and those responsible be held accountable. It is important that we have finality to the issues of missing persons and illegal arrests. And as I conclude, Your Excellency, as a bar, we also have a corresponding obligation. Our corresponding obligation is that we will act professionally and ethically. And as Uganda Law Society, we are committed to ensuring that our members act professionally and ethically. There have been a lot of complaints from the public on the ethical profession of lawyers, and we are taking it up as Uganda Law Society, working together with the Uganda Law Council to ensure that our members act professionally. I have an interesting case of where a claimant was paid about Uganda shilling 6 billion, and one of our members paid the claimant only 400 million. So you can imagine the level, and it's our obligation as Uganda Law Society to ensure that our members act professionally and ethically. On behalf of the Uganda Law Society, I take this opportunity to once again congratulate the judiciary on opening another year, and I extend warm wishes to Your Excellency, the Honorable Chief Justice, all members of the judiciary, the Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, the Attorney General, the Director of Public Prosecution, all dignitaries present here, and members of the bar, good health, strength, and fortitude in the year ahead for God and my country.